Hey everybody, welcome to Taobao Maker Festival 2020. We are so excited to have you join us, and we can't wait to showcase an array of really cool and original products that our makers have displayed this year. As you can see on our table, some of you who probably can't see, but on our table we have quite a few really trendy and cool stuff. We'll show you guys later. But just to let you know, this is our 5th year running. And each year, it just gets bigger and better and more innovative than ever. But I would like to kind of take you back in time and give you a glimpse of what we have done in the past 4 years. So let's roll the tape. Cool. So if you thought what you saw in the video was really cool, just you wait to see what we have in store for you this year. But we have to admit that this year has been a bit of a crazy year, and a lot of us had the rug pulled under us. All of us had to pivot and make changes, and frankly, the Taobao Maker Festival was no exception. We really had to think outside the box and innovate. And with me today is our Chief Marketing Officer from Alibaba. So he's known as the Chief Marketing Officer, Chris, but I like to call you the ultimate Taobao Maker. And the reason is you are the one that actually created the Taobao Maker Festival back in, was it 2016?
That's right.
So can you tell us a little bit more about why the Taobao Maker Festival, what inspired you to create this event?
Yeah, hi. Thank you, first of all, for having me. It's very exciting every year when we get the chance to talk to the media friends and to introduce our latest thinking about Taobao Maker Festival. 4 years ago, we created this festival. It's really something that's really unique. It's an annual event that celebrate the ingenuity of Taobao young merchants. And it's a both online plus offline format that is dedicated to showcasing the creative product directly to consumers. It's quite an experience for all the participants because you really get to see things that's created with full of creativity, originality that goes way beyond your imagination or your regular life. And it represents the lifestyle, the passion of the young makers in China. So it's quite a experience. And every year it's also a creative exercise for my team as well. So every year we got this creative challenge of how do we organize a different festival this year that actually showcase the spirit of creative creators. So this year is no exception.
Well, so earlier I said this year has been a little bit weird for all of us. We all had to make changes and adaptations. And I know that Taobao Maker, when you guys were organizing it, you guys really had to just think outside the box and just be super creative. And one of the elements I heard that you guys added is this virtual animation element to this. So can you tell us more about this virtual animation element?
Yes. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not the right time for us to run a exhibition on the ground in a super huge scale as the way we used to do. but we take it as a inspiration instead. So we thought about, hey, how do we find a new way to showcase the originality behind those merchandise? So we thought about leveraging a new product on Taobao platform, which is called Taobao Life. It's a virtual life avatar type of second life experience that we just recently launched on Taobao. So all the users get to create a avatar representing themselves, and we actually take all the avatars to a virtual Taobao Maker Festival this year in different kingdom in the virtual world. Let me, if I may, just show you. This is sort of like
I can hold it for you.
Yeah, the drawing of what's going to happen on Taobao app.
This is so futuristic.
Exactly. So with your own avatar, you get to enter one of the 6 areas and get to experience the creative merchants and the stories of the merchants, in a virtual world.
So just because we are not able to hold a massive offline event, it doesn't mean that the fans of Taobao Maker Festival don't have a chance to really experience and engage with their favorite merchants.
Yeah, we really want to help the merchants to tell their own story, their ideas, their thinking behind all those creations. So we will use lots of short form videos to help them tell the story, introduce their products in this virtual world.
Okay, so I'm still a little confused, this whole avatar futuristic thing. So, Chris, how about instead of us just talking about it, let's show a video so everybody can understand?
Yeah,
yep.
let's
Okay,
do it.
Let's roll the tape. Okay, so I guess I have an idea of what you mean. I think what I need to do is just experience it myself to really, really know how to play it. Chris, as interesting as you are, I must say, the real leading men and lady of the Taobao Maker Festival are creators and makers and merchants. And with us today are 2 of the top makers that we have invited this year. One of them is Graf.
Yo, what's good?
Graf is a streetwear artist, and I love her collections because it's always so filled with cool social messages. So we're gonna hear from her later, and she'll tell us why she decided to participate this year and why she chose to be on Taobao. The next guest we have is Alo.
Hi, everyone.
Alo?
Microphone.
Hi, everyone.
So I have to say, Alo's products have a very special place in my heart. I don't have any kids, but I have 2 cats. And so I love to dress them up. And when I saw Alo's products, my heart just leapt. She will tell you more about her designs, but she designs really cool, elaborate, beautiful Chinese dresses for cats and dogs, right?
Yeah.
So before I get to these 2, I still have more questions for Chris. So Chris, we've been doing this for 5 years. Again, why are we spending so much energy on an event to help the young creators? What is it about helping the young creators that's so important to Alibaba?
They're shaping up the future for us. They're leading the way. We have been observing what's happening on Taobao for the last 5 years. More and more young merchants coming from different industry. They are like tech innovators, fashion designers, gadget makers, all kinds of creative young entrepreneurs are coming to Taobao to launch their storefront online and to really introduce what they stand for and make a lot of friends on Taobao and really share a lot of ideas on Taobao with their customers. So it's no longer just a product buy-sell relationship. They're making friends, they're creating communities, and they're telling stories. And like this year's Taobao Maker Festival, more than 200,000 featured merchants are involved. And we really select more than 150 merchants to be showcased virtually as well as on our roadshow, which I'm going to talk about later. But if you go to Taobao, there's going to be a thematic program launched between August 10th and the 13th that has more than 200,000 featured merchants that has their own creative stuff to show. So it's a lot of supply going on.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very powerful for us to connect them with hundreds of millions of users on Taobao and really help them grow better on Taobao.
One of the things that you just said really caught my attention. You mentioned a roadshow.
Yeah.
So what is that about?
Yeah, believe it or not, since we launched Taobao Maker Festival 4 years ago, every time when we finished the exhibition, we got lots of requests from the major cities in China, being consumers or even the city government asking if we could to go to their cities to do the Taobao Maker Festival. And we are not really ready in the last few years, but we think it's also in light of the pandemic thing. We think instead of us holding a huge scale exhibition, why don't we take the TMF to you? We're coming to you. So basically, and then we thought about this caravan roadshow idea, the transformer idea. So we're gonna dress up a jumbo-sized caravan, and we're gonna launch it. The first stop is Hangzhou here as the first stop, and we're gonna take it to Xi'an, then Chengdu, then Wuhan, and it's gonna be more than 500 hours on the road, and the caravan is gonna travel 3,900 kilometers. That's what I heard as a major road show. So we're going to those cities because those are major cities in China, and as well as they are the college town. They're full of college students and universities there. So we're gonna go there and meet up with the young generation and have an exchange and really see how they want to participate in this Taobao Maker Festival party in their city.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a big party. I would love to go. Are you going?
Yes, I am. I cannot miss it. I am going to be in Xi'an next weekend. It's going to be on weekend basis for next 4 weekends, including this weekend. So we are so looking forward to it.
So it's like a mini festival everywhere you go.
And it's quite localized. We actually will accommodate the local makers and dress up some of the caravans locally. So it looks like a Taobao Maker Festival in 4 different versions.
Wow. Well, I'm jealous that you get to go because I think I can only watch it online. Yeah, so I'll live vicariously through you.
We were blessed. Things are quite under control in China, and we've been doing everything online, video conference for so long. So people cannot wait to go out to meet up with other young people, and let's really have a celebration for this making.
I bet. Another thing that caught my eyes is the T-shirt that you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
So this is a T-shirt by Graph, one of our merchants here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the T-shirt?
Oh yeah, the T-shirt is about like there's 4 little angels over there, and there's like 4 color skin over there. And the minute I'm trying to tell people is that there's no race, there's only one race in the world, and all of them are like, all the children are angels, all the creators are like angels, and it's worldwide under there, like this frown over there, yeah. So that's the message I'm trying to pass around. Like the brand is all about, unity and fight racism and all that, right?
That's awesome. How do you feel about wearing such an impactful shirt on you?
I love what it stands for, and as well as I think it goes well with this year's Taobao Maker Festival's theme, which is New Blood. We're really organizing this festival every year to calling for energies for creation, new generation to participate and create more for everybody. So and this is designed not only for China, it's eventually for the whole world, for everybody that has the ideas to create. Let's do it. Taobao is there for you. It's the largest retail marketplace online that's there for you.
Yeah, I love the unity idea and the theme. So thank you, Graf, for bringing to us such amazing T-shirt. But I know that you have other things that you're ready to show.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the other products you have brought with you today?
Yeah, hold on. This one right here. This one right here is a giraffe, because our mascot is a giraffe. So this one is about, there's in 2020 March, there's a white giraffe was killed in, I believe in South Africa, because the poachers, they think that the white giraffe is so rare that they are worth a lot of money. But that's the last female white giraffe left. So the T-shirt that I put out is a graph that I draw with a regular color giraffe holding his friend dying inside his arm. So this one is the death of the rare breed, because when you are rare, you are more likely to be, vanish somehow. So this one is for the giraffes, and it's only like breaking heart on the back of the T-shirt.
Well, thank you again for showing that and to share that beautiful, touching message. Now, I want to ask you about this. How did you become such a socially conscious streetwear artist? What inspired you?
When this brand started from one T-shirt on Taobao, and it became like, we have 2 million followers online right now on Taobao platform.
2 million followers.
Yes, right.
And how much time did you take to accumulate that 2 million?
I believe it's like 7 years. Yeah, 7 years, and we just keep putting out some stuff like this, like social conscious and positivity and all that original ideas. So people just start to, follow us and love our brand.
So there are actually many other platforms that you could show off your products in. Why did you choose Taobao?
Because all the kids are on there. Like all the, the youth, they really be shopping on Taobao only. I think so. So I think it's only right that I put my stuff on there so it gets more exposure.
Got it. And you mentioned that you've been on Taobao for about 7 years?
Yeah, for about like 9 years, but yeah, 7 years for a seller. Yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about what are some of the benefits that you've seen in the last, 7 to 9 years that you've been on Taobao?
First of all, I think it's really entrepreneur friendly. Like you get to start your own store on Taobao for free. They're like back in the days, I see a lot of platforms there, but they'll charge you like a year fee or something, like an annual fee. And if you are a college student, you wouldn't be able to afford all that. Yeah. So Taobao is totally free for a beginner, and it won't hurt if you didn't make it. It don't cost that much, right?
But you gain a good experience from it.
Right, and you get a lot of exposure because there's a million people that's viewing different stuff on there every day. So chances are somebody's gonna catch on to your stuff.
Well, you definitely gained a loyal customer today, Chris here.
Thank you, Chris.
Alo, tell us a little bit about your brand. You are a pet fashion designer. So can you tell us what inspired you to start making dresses for cats and dogs?
It all starts, why I opened this store is very simple. It's just I like it, and I want to spend the time, like I want to spend time in the stuff I think is worth it. And I'm a traditional Chinese culture fans, and I also love cats so much. So it's so naturally I started the idea, like making hanfu for cats. Yeah, it's just a personal interest.
Can you show us a few of your products?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
This clothes is I got inspirations from the ancient Chinese beauties. They are very famous and have many stories about them. So I want to make these clothes. It's also like I can show how this traditional Chinese culture inspired me, and I could bring it to other people who like Chinese traditional culture and hence their clothing.
How long did it take you to make that outfit? How much time?
It spent almost 2 months. Two
Did-
months.
And you made it by yourself? And
No, but
it's your design.
except making it like with a machine or make it, I do all the other stuffs. Like I designed myself. I choose all the stuffs it needs. Yes, and
Can you turn it around? So, yeah, there you go. So now, this is really cool product. Why did you think that Taobao was the ideal place for you to showcase your creativity?
it's also very simple because I am a senior Taobao buyers. Like I am a consumers in Taobao. I buy like everything in Taobao I need. I don't consider other platforms. So when I start, I have this idea of selling cat clothes. It's so naturally. It's just so natural. Okay, I will open a store in Taobao, and it's really amazing that I don't know anything about Taobao as a sellers. I just know how to make a good clothes, and I put it in my store, and I just put it, and then the buyers found me, they buy it, and they were like friends to me.
Jenny, may I
Yeah.
add some comments
Of
to
course.
Chao's design? Because I'm really, really moved here because I'm seeing Chao's design is catching on two mega trends that we see on Taobao. One is the fastly increasing, growing category, the pets category. You know, everything for your cats and dogs is growing very fast in China right now. And the other trend is the apparel design based on cultural heritage, Chinese or any other cultural heritage. So she's brilliantly combining the two mega trend into her making. So it's gonna take off for sure,
Yeah.
I believe.
I agree. I just read this morning that the China pet market is around 29 billion US dollars a year, and it's just growing. So this is a big market. I also have one more question about your outfit. Is it easy to get your cats to wear those?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a try when I go home tonight.
Yeah, you should try. They look
You or
really
your
good.
cats?
My
Okay.
cats. Definitely, yeah. So how many cats do you have, and do they all wear outfits too?
I just have one cat, and I think I put so many love to her, maybe she thinks it's overweight. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for showing us and sharing with us your entrepreneur journey. I'm sure I'm not the only one with questions, and there are quite a few people, quite a few reporters online that have questions. So why don't I open it to QA, okay? So hold on, let me grab my iPad. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. So anyone with questions? Okay, then how about I continue to ask the question, and all of our friends online are more than welcome to send your questions in, okay? My other question is for Chris. So Chris, about this caravan thing, who do you expect to show up?
You mean?
Yeah,
in the
when we.
We got so many questions on Taobao, our thematic campaign site already. I believe most of people who are interested in coming are young people, especially college students. They are calling each other, classmates to come, having great party with the merchants. They want to talk to the merchants here and get to know what is the latest thinking and trends, and most of the consumers that will come to our festival are not only shoppers, but they're most likely creator in some format by themselves. So it's going to be a makers party.
So it's makers meet makers.
Exactly. And we normally will see a lot of interesting crossover collaboration after the festival. So I don't know if Chelsea's idea is like she got to know some Chinese apparel designers, so kind of thing. So there could be a very interesting collaborative effort based on the connection they built during the festival.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a huge brainstorming session, when
Exactly.
like-minded people get together, they're able to bounce ideas off of each other and create more.
Yeah, 2 years ago when we held that Taobao Maker Festival alongside on Westlake in Hangzhou, we have seen a whole bunch of designers from France, from Paris, arriving and talk to our makers. Then one of the makers who made a paper lantern, and then later on there's French flavor type of paper lantern being launched after the collaboration happened.
Wow.
There. So it's very exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, you mentioned that this is a really good opportunity for makers to meet other makers and create new ideas. So I want to ask Graf, why did you decide to participate in the Taobao Maker Festival?
Because I am a creator, so it's very important for me to, showcase my work to other people that are interested in, creative industry. And also, like you guys say, like meet the people that are actually doing it, so we can all collaborate together and make something new out of this. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. My same question for Chao. Why did you decide to join the Taobao Maker Festival this year?
Because I think it's such an honor if I can have the opportunities to attend these festivals. It's like my own the hard working on my creation can be recognized, and I can also meet all the other brilliant young people, know what they are doing, what they are thinking, and we can have our connections, and we can all be better.
So I actually have one question from the virtual audience about your dresses for your cats. Are there any products you make that fit for dogs, like big ones, like German Shepherd or big Rottweiler?
So small dogs, they can wear my clothes, but it's just the cat is they're so popular, and my pet is a cat, so other people think, oh wow, why you make such beautiful clothes, but you don't make it for dog? But the answer is you dogs can wear my clothes.
You just have to get a small dog.
Yes.
Would you consider making bigger clothes for bigger dogs in the future?
I will put it into considerations because so many people are asking, they want to have a harmful expression for their dogs too.
Yeah.
And the rabbit and other
Rabbit?
animals. Yes, they're so cute. They can wear my clothes. Yeah.
That's really cool. I have 3 big dogs, so I'm also looking forward to if you end up making some bigger clothes for the big dogs.
Yeah.
We have a question for Chris, actually. The COVID-19 has affected economies and business around the world. How has TMF adapted adapted in order to respond to the changing needs of the sellers and the buyers?
Yeah. As I explained, for the festival itself, we have a creative format this year. It's a combination of online, virtual world, showcasing all those makers' merchandise in short form video type of content. It's quite an experience. It's almost like a gaming experience that's quite unique. Combining with the Caravan Roadshow. But that's just the festival. Beyond that, we are leveraging lots of content tools and products on Taobao platform, such as live streaming. The live streaming services on Taobao is I would say probably the #1 rating type of video type of broadcaster in China already. It's a huge market. Many consumers are, have to view the live streaming on Taobao every night before they go to sleep for at least 30 minutes. So we have more than 1 million merchants that are showcasing their products, introducing the new brands on our live streaming see now, buy now services. So it's very interactive as well. And I think because of COVID-19, everybody's spend more time at home. Well, how do you really understand what's going on, what's new, what's coming up? Following the live streaming or short form videos on Taobao is the way to get connected and to really get your what you want and what you need supplied, efficiently. So those kind of curated content products and channels are something that's really popular right now.
Now, you mentioned about creative content and the social element of the Taobao Maker Festival. This question is actually for Graph, because somebody wants to ask you. Actually, this is Ali from Power Retail. She wants to ask you, how do you reach out to potential customers? Is there any strategies that you use? Do you use content to expand your touch points?
Actually, like the Maker Fest, we use the offline experience to touch our potential customers. We have 2 local stores in China, so when we hold some events, it's not like for profit. It's just to bring young people out and into the reality world. And we're doing some concert. We invite some rappers or singers to our store to sign and meet and greet. So young people would just like, oh, this is cool, let's go. Not just to buy clothes, but just to interact with the culture, the community. So I think that's a way to get in touch with your potential customers, because eventually they'll just come into your store again for shopping.
Yeah, and then I know that for both of you, your buyers are not just inside China. So there is another question from Hu Jianlong. His question is, how do you approach your international clients on Taobao? And I think the question could be applied to both of you. When you have international buyers, how do you interact with them, and how do you market to the international audience?
I think they also just come to connect me through Taobao, because like I said, I never put any time or effort in promoting. I just put the stuffs in Taobao, and the Taobao, they will put the good stuff to let other people know. So maybe there is more and more users in the outside of China that are using Taobao, and they can see it. They think it's very unique, and often they are also the Chinese traditional. They like Chinese traditional culture, so they will think it's very a surprise to them. So they just talk to me, and buy things from me.
So everybody in the world loves pets, so you've got a captivated audience.
Yeah, because we love cat more and more these days. They mean to their owners very much. Yeah.
I heard a stat a few weeks ago that this year the ownership of cats in China surpassed the ownership of dogs.
Yes.
So,
Yes, I came across a number on newspaper the other day saying that the same thing as you said, and the number I remember is more than 70 million households now have cats.
and I'm one of the 70 million.
Yeah. It's
So
a lot.
how about you, Graf? How do you reach an international audience?
Basically, I used to. We have a little studio in Los Angeles that doing promotion for us, and right now I'm just like also on Taobao, and there are some people that speak English approaching us that we be able to connect with them. I think that's two sources that I have.
So the earlier questions about international buyers, we have a question here for Chris about international sellers. So not, everybody, there are makers all over the world, and they will also love to have something like the Taobao Maker Festival in their hometown. Do you think there's a chance we might take Taobao Maker Festival globally?
Yeah, that's always our vision. This year, we're taking Taobao Maker Festival to 4 major cities as the first step, and we'll learn from that. We'll see how it goes, and we will see how to hold the right local parties and then get to meet people in different ways in a relevant way. So after that, we're gonna think about doing more and hopefully go beyond China very soon. And just be patient, makers all over the world. Taobao is there for you, and it's a platform to encourage creation. It remains the same everywhere beyond China.
Right. So again, to the makers of the world, watch this space. Just you wait, right?
Yeah.
We also have another question. I think all 3 of you can answer. Is what kind of trends have you seen in the past 6 months? Whether it be creators, buyers, or retailers. For Graf, it will be what are some of the trends that you've seen in street apparels in China, and for Ala, we would love for you to share with us what are some of the cool trends that you've seen in pet fashion. But I think the general question is also for Chris, is have you seen a general change or shift or different trends in the past 6 months? We'll start with you.
Okay. I mentioned a little bit a while ago, we're seeing more and more crossover from a design, particularly in a design space. So we're seeing a good growth of products that applies, for example, the Chinese local cultural design, for example, for makeup products, for apparel. We're seeing some, not only for human beings, but for cats as well over there.
And rabbits.
And rabbits, yes. So I think it's all about consumption upgrade. Consumers are getting more and more sophisticated. They are looking for things that fit their own lifestyle, their own taste. And I think that cultural aspect from a design standpoint is really being valued a lot right now.
So it's the China cool trend.
Yeah. Also, it's the French cool. It's other type of cool. I think Chinese consumer particularly are very open. They want to be more connected with the world and really get to appreciate that kind of a cultural exchange in the format of a product. So that's a huge space right now. The other thing is health and wellness is big. So we're seeing more food and beverage that's made of in a healthy concept. So a lot of a boutique style, not necessarily like an international big corporation, but local small boutique are making really interesting beverage and foods out of a healthy and health and wellness concept that's doing very, very well right now.
So one of the things you talked about is food. I don't know if the audience are able to see it, but on our table we have lollipops with bugs in it. So that's one of the featured products of this year's Taobao Maker Festival. You're more than welcome to give it a try if you dare. Okay, but same question for you two. What kind of trends have you seen in the past 6 months?
I believe in fashion is like the streetwear has become the new luxury. You see, Virgil Abloh has become the head of Louis Vuitton, but he's from the streetwear industry. So I believe that in the future, streetwear will become a major trend because these young kids that grow up, now they have money, now they the shot callers. So I believe that's where the trend's gonna be, but also vintage or say archives might be another new trend to replace the old streetwear while streetwear has become the new luxury. Yeah.
Excellent answer, excellent. How about you, Chow? What are some of the trends that you've seen in pet fashion?
I think the original stuffs is going to be more and more valued even in the pet business. And we should all put more creations into it because it's worth it. It's also a challenge, but it will worth it. And specifically, I think hand style clothing can be still be very popular even in the pet clothes business.
Yeah, I think what you said actually coincides with what Chris said, is that there's a lot of culture elements in the
Yes.
fashion. And I know that you also have some Japanese kimonos for the cats.
Yeah, I love Japanese culture. I watch a lot of, and I also, my clothes can also get inspiration from the Japanese kimonos and the Japanese cultures. And my customers, they are young, they are only young, and they really love my clothes. Yeah.
I think we're about to wrap this up, but I think there's one question that I have to ask. And they all want to know a little bit, I don't want to hear from Graf and Joe, is what are some of the suggestions or advice you have for the young makers and entrepreneurs in China?
My advice would be to just start in on Taobao and do not make huge investment until you are sure that it's gonna pop. Don't just like throw a bunch of money and,
Okay, all right. So a very sage advice, start on Taobao. That's great.
I would advise the same.
Okay, how about you, Chow? What's your advice for young entrepreneurs and makers in China?
I think they should focus on what they really like, and then they will have to try really hard to combine their interests and their work together, because this can last really long and can be the real power that could support them to go further. Yeah, and my advice is the same. Start your business in Taobao, because in this way you can focus on doing what you really like.
Thank you. Thank you. I think they're, better PR than I am for Taobao.
May I add one thing?
Sure.
It's the latest initiative that we bring up this year to support young makers like them. We think an annual event like Taobao Maker Festival is not enough. We should do more. We should offer all year round exposure to support their growth, their business, support their ideas. Therefore, we're going to launch a new rating mechanism on Taobao after the festival.
How does that work?
Yeah, the rating help help us to really select the best in class makers. Of course, they already got selected by the festival. They'll naturally be on a list. So there is a pool around a few thousand top of the makers that will get to granted as a badge, 1 star to 3 star. They're gonna carry the badge on Taobao, so they will be recognized by our Taobao users, and to help them gain credibility and all that, and exposure mostly. And we're gonna put all the merchants' entrance on a good find channel on Taobao. So all year round, users get to find their creation all year round. So it's going to help a lot. And we hope to, by doing this, we encourage more makers to join the camp.
And if I remember correctly, the Good Find section is on a very prominent placement.
Absolutely.
Of
It's
the
a
Taobao.
top recommendation function on Taobao. Lots of traffic, lots of exposure.
So you're, really catching eyeballs and driving traffic. Yeah. So This year, we have the caravan, we have the Taobao Live, and we have amazing products that will be showcased. My last question is for Chris, and this is going to be a hard one. How do you plan on outdoing yourself next year? We have a reporter from Malaysia that wants to know.
You know, if the caravan works, you know, in a transformer, you don't only have one Optimus Prime. You have a lineup. So you can always do things bigger, in bigger scale, in a more creative way. We are making it more. It's virtual, and it's mobile this year. It's an interesting combination. We'll see how that goes. I think definitely these two directions are very interesting. We definitely are thinking doing more and bigger next year.
Okay, Chris, we're going to hold you to it. Millions of eyeballs will be on you to see how you're going to outdo yourself next year.
Will do.
Okay, well, thank you so much for Chris, for Graf, and for Chao for sharing with us your thoughts about Taobao. And thank you so much for all the friends who participated online. We'll see you next year, and don't forget to go on Taobao. Bye.